Hey everyone, and welcome back for another check-in with myself, Liam Sorrenti, Trauma and Attachment Specialist with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Calgary. Tuning in on Wednesday, June. Let me double check. The 17th. A little bit of more of a drearier day. I might have said this before. I do appreciate these kind of cooler days. It kind of cools down my place, and I like kind of walking around in this temperature as well. But I know not everyone shares that, so I do apologize. Well, really looking forward to having a moment just to share and just connect with all of you today. There has been so much change going on in our society globally through COVID 19, and of course, in the last weeks here as we focus our efforts and attention to what we can all do, but especially individuals like myself, white Western individuals, what I can be doing in my community to learn and unlearn and support racialized folks, and especially Black individuals and Indigenous individuals who experience a significant amount of racism and oppression in their day-to-day lives and have been for generations. And so, I usually just do a check-in around COVID, mostly because it's around all the changes and transitions, but I don't want to negate or neglect um, everything else that's going on in our world right now. And because it's definitely on all of our minds, I would say, for me anyway, I can speak personally. It's on my mind, and I am doing as much as I can to be present and to learn, and to, of course, unlearn many things that I've taken on across my lifespan, growing up where I grew up. And so, one of the things I wanted to talk with everyone today and check in is, last week I talked about, as we're kind of going through more transition right now as things open back up, and the phased kind of rollout in terms of regulations and responses to COVID 19 and easing some restrictions. It's changing some of our day to day. People have also, who have been collecting the CERB payments, or who on EI because of all the transitions with employment. That's soon to possibly be running out for some people, or changing. And so, again, there's just this like layered compounding level of stress that could be going on for a number of you out there. And so last week, when I was talking about being gentle with yourselves as we experience more transition and trying to find adaptability to these transitions and finding our inherent strengths and resources, it's really important for us to be willing to reach out, because we don't always have all the answers or all the resources within ourselves. It goes a long way to be able to reach out to somebody and just to say like where you're at and how you're feeling. I've definitely experienced that this week, where I've been able to reach out, or people have reached out to me, and I've just been able to be candid and vulnerable and just express where I'm at. And I'm not a big person to just go on a rant, or to vent, or to gripe. But sometimes it does feel good to just speak what's on the mind, because often what happens is there's other people experiencing and feeling the same way that you are. And then when there's two of you or three of you feeling that, then solutions and understanding and camaraderie and fellowship can form. And it can be a really healing, cathartic process. And so wherever you're at in your lives right now, whatever you're experiencing, I encourage you to, again, try to find your people and reach out when you're feeling overwhelmed. One of the things that I do sometimes is I think about, like, just my favorite five. I think of on my hand, like, who do I have right now that I could rely on to kind of connect? And I was thinking about that today before I started this video, and it's like, I could fill a few hands, and I have so much gratitude for the relationships I have right now. But if I had to, for my go-to, I have my mentor Russ, my mentor and sponsor in life Darcy, my mentor and sponsor in life Tom, good friend Sarah, Jacqueline. If I added a pinky there too, six. Me, my brother. But when I think of like who I could go to and who I could connect with, it's nice to just kind of look and just count those off. And if you're looking at that yourself and you maybe only get to one or two, that's okay, because having even one other person to connect with can be so life changing, or so changing for your day, and it help uplift you or get you out of that place that you might be stuck in. And maybe as you're creating that just helps you think a little bit more a little bit deeper into the connections that you have, and maybe it allows you to think about the connections you want to strengthen. Maybe you have a third person you want to add into that network of support for yourself. But maybe there's a little bit of work to kind of reconnect, or establish some alliance with them, maybe because there's been some rupture in the past. But I encourage you, again, we're going through so much right now and in our society and globally with so many things, and some of us, like myself, are in a different position, in a more privileged position, where I might not feel the stress and the level of oppression and hurt and harm that so many other people in their communities are going through, and I want to recognize that as well. And so please do what you can do within your means and your efforts to reach out to people during this time. Try to figure out who you have, who you can go to. You can call, text, connect with them, go for coffee, go for a walk, bring your kids together to play, just so you have some time just to really check in with yourself, and just to see if maybe someone else is experiencing the same thing that you are. I appreciate all of your time right now, and just a reminder too, even with everything that we're going on right now in society, it's also really important to bring recognition that June is Indigenous Peoples Awareness Month, and on June 21st is Indigenous Peoples Day nationally, and so Google's a great way to check what's going on in and around where you live. It's also Pride Month, so the 2S LGBTQAI plus community, other events and things going on in the month of June. Google, again, is a great tool for that. In a lot of ways, Google's a great tool just to figure out what you can be doing, to learn, to unlearn, to find resources on everything that's going on in our society right now. Because there's a lot of education that a number of us that we could take on as we go through these days. Appreciate all your time. Liam Sorrenti, signing out, and hope to see you guys and everyone else. I just said guys, which is definitely a gendered way. Hope to see all of you, all you folks, next time. Take care.